Welcome to Center Heights Productions. Please hit the like, subscribes. Muchly appreciate that. In your bottom right hand corner, share with your friends and family. And for those who come across the channel, please don't leave it out. Subscribing and hitting the likes helps the channel grow. And as we maintain a good mission statement of we stick to factual information on the Habs as it falls, not rumor land. We just don't buy doing that. We just don't like to feed on gossip, which 9 times out of 10 turns out to be falsehoods. And we don't like to run off of clickbait. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get right down to the dirty. I apologize, this review is a little late, but better late than never. Many medical appointments, so it backed me up on taping. So my apologies. That's what happens when you get old and you have health issues. All right, so let's get to it. The final score was Montreal was in Washington as they went on the road, and they lost 3-2 in overtime. This was actually a pretty good hockey game overall. Habs had outplayed for the most part for 2 periods the Caps, and they just kind of couldn't hang on in the third. And allowed the Caps back into it, tying the thing up and sending it to overtime, and then the Caps eventually won in overtime. So the issues just continue. So we're going to go look at the scoring by period. Montreal got the first goal of the game. No scoring for the Capitals. Same thing in second period. It was 2-0 after 2 periods. And like I said, the Capitals blew out with 2 goals. I believe Frank was the guy that got the 2 goals. And anyway, we'll get right into it. And then the overtime winner by the Caps. So Capitals rally with 2 in the third and beat Montreal 3-2. McMichael gets the overtime winner. McMichael scored with 37.6 seconds remaining in overtime as the Capitals beat the Canadiens 3-2 Tuesday night. And so Ethan Frank had a pair of goals, as we know. Um, McMichael got the winner. Josh Anderson had scored the first goal of the game with his return to the lineup. Good to see Josh Anderson score, and Brendan Gallagher got one, which was nice. But that was it for the Habs. Washington won just its sixth straight in 17 games. Sixth time just in 17. So they've been on a downer, and it's a shame Montreal couldn't hold on and win this one. And Monty played a pretty damn good game himself. Um, so the fate wasn't uh, and quite. If they just should have been able, they seem to have an issue with hanging on at times, and these guys seem to be becoming our nemesis in a lot of ways. So with that being said, let's see what we have here. We will go to team stats. All right, let's go for it. We had 42 shots to 25 for the Capitals. So Montembeault had a really good game for him. Pretty solid game. So you got to put your hat off there. Hits were 21-18 for Montreal. This was a physical affair. Face-offs 32-27 for Montreal. Face-off percentage winning 54.2 to 45.8 for Montreal. So we had a lot going our way. Playoff power play opportunities 4 for Montreal, 5 for the Capitals. No power play goals. Um, So short-handed goals, we got one from Anderson. That was the one goal. And total penalties 7-6 for Montreal, 25-23 in penalty minutes for Montreal. Block shots 20-15 for Montreal. Takeaways 5-2 for the Caps. Giveaways 16-10 for the Caps. So the Caps really capitalized on a lot here coming back. They knew where to come after Montreal. They really poured it on in the third period. There's no end of some buts about it. So shame, but that's the way it went. Um, yeah. So we'll start off the game. The scoring summary. First period was Josh Anderson, like I said, shorthanded, unassisted. and that was 8:14 into the first period. Then in the second period, 7:40 in, Brendan Gallagher gets one, his fourth of the season, assisted by Deno and Zach Bolduc. That made it 2-0. Third period, we blew it. 5:06, Ethan Frank gets a goal assisted by Waugh and Sandin. And then 18:06, he comes back with another one. Ethan Frank, assisted by Ramis Sandin again, and Anthony Bavolier. That tied things up, but 4:21 in the overtime, not much time left. Connor McMichael, who seems to have quite good success against the Habs, scores the winner, assisted by Dylan Strome and Sandin, who had a very solid game. It looks like he's in on all goals. So some lapses, and Montreal just the fatigue. They look to me like a team that was from the back to back. And I don't want to make excuses because excuses don't wash with me. They should have had this game. Truthfully, they could have. This is something they have to learn how to shut down games when they have a lead. This is something. It's a young team. They will learn it. But Cap's physicality and persistence and just the capability of their experience showed in the third, and they poured it on. And our youth, we just did not seem to have the composure to hang on. So that's going to be a learning experience, and we better sure figure it out because these games are getting pretty important now. So it was a solid game overall, tough one to lose, but they got to learn to hang on to win. All right, so that's it for this one. Uh, where the puck drops first at Center Heights Productions, and you will see us shortly with the follow up video to the game with the Sabres last night. All right, thank you for watching.